right, Bri, how you doing?
I'm doing good. You want to start with aliens?
Yeah, well, what happened was we recorded the other day, and my daughter was here, and she said something about ice cream, and we happened to record on a Wednesday. So I said Wednesday is Sunday at Carvel, which is a huge, one of their bigger promotions that they had when I was a kid for Carvel.
Wednesday is Sunday?
I know, it's a very bizarre thing. It was like Wednesday is Sunday at Carvel. I guess because it was buy something or two. There was a sale on Sundays, and then they brought it to be a sale on Wednesdays and Sundays. Whatever it was. I don't remember the specifics of it because I was a kid. But I do remember that was at Carvel. And then I said the words, yeah, you know what I'll do? Next time we go, I'll see if I can get you a Cookie Puss, which was their like birthday cake with the little character on it.
Yeah, I knew Cookie Puss.
Right. And then I said to you, yeah, Cookie Puss. Cookie. And you said, yeah. I said it was the one with the alien with the upside down ice cream cone and the big eyes and whatever. And you said, that wasn't an alien.
Yeah, I said alien. What are you talking about, alien? I mean, I didn't think it was an alien.
And I said, well, even in the commercials, it talked like an alien, like a little dee-da, Cookie Puss. And that's what that's where I got alien from. And you said because it wasn't green.
Well, this is the thing. Yeah, you said it was an alien. I said, what? You said, yeah, it looks like an alien. So I pulled up a picture. Mm-hmm. When I looked at the picture, I showed it to you. And you said, yeah. Yeah, it's like an alien. And I'm like, what the hell? Alien looks like this.
Yeah.
I said, the way we think of an alien, we think of an alien with a big bulbous head coming down to a pointy chin that has like these slanty, big but slanty, kind of like pointed little eyes, and they're green. That is the traditional, what you think of as an alien for the most part. What?
That actually wasn't. I was gonna let that slide a little bit, but I'll get into it real quick.
What do you mean slide?
Well, because I was going to talk about something else. But here's the thing. Traditionally, in cartoons and like in the bad old 50s and 60s movies, yes, aliens may have been green because they stood out a little bit more in the Technicolor days and everything. But the truth of the matter is, the biggest aliens ever in the movies, were not green.
Okay, well, you can forget the green part. Green was part of it. Mm-hmm. It was more like the shape of the head and the eyes. That is traditionally, you search or you look at all drawings of people that talk about what they've seen alien-wise. They're little guys with big heads, and they're big on the top, and they kind of go down to a point at the bottom of their chin, and their eyes are giant, and their nose are tiny little dots, right? Mm-hmm. Not a fucking upside down ice cream cone.
Ice cream cake. It was
and then
a
little
cake.
mouth. I understand
you
that.
It a break.
But you don't hold the green against me and be like, you said green, they're all green.
No,
I
green
understand,
and the big guys. I know, but alien
was
is just
traditional.
An alien, right? I'm just saying alien. I get what you're saying as far as a cartoon alien. If I was trying to draw something,
not even cartoon, but okay.
Alien in the movie Aliens wasn't green.
No, not at all. But how about this?
Avatar, blue.
Okay, your name.
Close Encounters, gold, like all the big ones. E.T. brown.
Close Encounters did follow some of the traditional head shape and little
tall,
person.
Skinny, weird looking. Yeah.
No, but I'm not weird looking. Head shape. Head shape is really my biggest thing. Like if you were to look at head shape. Such a big thing. And they
had one shaped cake. They made it. They had one mold. They made it into every single ice cream cake they ever made. It was one mold that they used, and they made this creature, whatever it was. It was just whatever.
Yeah, they made it. They were like, "What can we do? This obscure. What the hell is this thing?
We'll
call it an alien."
Who the hell knows what a Cookie Puss is? We didn't know until they told you it was an alien. But
again, it didn't look anything like what we would look at.
It looked like a bug. Or I don't know what it looked like, but it
looked like a cake.
It looked like a cake with eyes and a big nose on it. Yeah, it could be anything.
That's all it looked like.
But here's the thing that I thought about. Because my daughter looked at me like I was nuts. She always looks at me like I was nuts. Because typically that's how she reacts to things I say. Mm-hmm. But I realize Carvel, I think it's like mainstream. I think it's everywhere in the United States. Because isn't it in Walmart?
I believe
it's
in
Walmart cakes. It's in also, Harris Teeter. It's in all these stores.
Yeah.
The truth of the matter is, Carvel stores are not.
No.
So people wouldn't know the Carvel commercials. Most people don't know what the hell Carvel is as a store. They know it as a cake in a freezer section of a supermarket.
And that's if you like ice cream cake, which I don't even like hardly.
Right. I'm not a big ice cream person, or a lot of people are, but Carvel to me was superior. But I looked it up. There's 350 stores left in the United States, but they're mostly in the Northeast, a few in Florida, because basically the travelers that go back at snowbirds probably just said, I want a Carvel here.
They had a Carvel here. They didn't they?
I don't know if they did.
I believe they used to have
they
one
might have had
here.
I
think they went out of business, maybe.
But Carvel, I just assumed was a national ice cream chain. I thought it was just like Baskin Robbins.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And
See, I didn't think
those,
that.
that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking that Carvel's just another one of those. So I compare Carvel to me. The best soft serve ice cream that I got in a place before was Carvel. That was me. Carvel had soft serve, and that was a big thing. That's what their ice cream sandwiches were. Soft serve. They made them. That's what their other things were. And I looked it up, and why was it ranked so high? Because there was so much extra fat put in it. It was like really, really fat and creamy ice cream.
Right.
And that's what it was. But they only existed mostly forever. And I think they started in the 50s in the Northeast and then traveled around. There's a few. I think there was 2 in California. I looked at a national map and I'm like, oh, it's just the East Coast some places. Carvel to me was superior. Do you like any? You just said you don't eat ice cream.
I mean, no, not that I
ice cream
don't.
cake was like, to me, that was it. And my daughter knows Carvel ice cream cakes because we would buy them at the supermarket and bring them here.
I was surprised when I did see him in the supermarket. I can appreciate, like, honestly, as a kid, there was no worse cake. All right. So I was picky with a lot of things, and dessert was definitely one of them, too. So ice cream cake was my least favorite. I did like out of it because, first of all, you were forced to have, there was definitely at least going to be half chocolate in there, and I was not a chocolate ice cream fan at all. The little crunchies, though, they were good. There was no icing. That wasn't icing. Icing was my favorite thing about a cake. There was no sugary,
like
soft little
film,
icing.
like on the top.
Yeah.
And a little thing.
It just, it wasn't anything. But, like, I can appreciate it now because I do appreciate ice cream more now than ever, but I never crave it, and I'll never be like, ooh, let's get ice cream cake. Ever. You know, if it's there, I'd be like, okay, it's there. Let's judge it and see if it's crappy.
We're both Geminis.
Yeah.
Sister's a Gemini. We're all born in June.
Right.
Ice cream cake in June in New York sucks because it lasts 12 minutes.
Yeah.
It literally, you have to eat it before it becomes a puddle of liquid.
Oh, and we never have it for our cakes.
Birthdays. No, it was somebody else's birthday and we had an ice cream cake, and hopefully they were born in, December.
Yeah. But by the way, and I will go back to it, when you just search drawings of aliens on Google Images, 9 out of 10 of those pictures look exactly like what I'm talking about. Forget the green, just the shape of the damn head. The nose is the opposite of any alien, including E.T. E.T. didn't have a bulbous nose. And that movie shit's different. Anyway, go on.
So this is a quick one because I'm out of town next week, so we're deciding to do this real fast. But I did want to touch on 2 quick things.
Okay.
Number 1, don't forget to watch the Saturday Night Live special. Probably going to be streaming on Peacock because it's NBC. 50 years, a show like that to be put out. You got to give them credit for just the writers in the back room trying to come up with skits every week. New stuff, crazy stuff. For all these years, 50-year special. Some of the biggest stars you've ever heard of all came out of Saturday Night Live. And from where? Not all of them were in the camera. Half of them were in the back room, writers.
Oh, yeah.
And
or when they did make it to the front, they were in the back for years.
Oh, yeah.
Before they made it to the front. Did you watch the movie about the first?
No, that's what I'm saying. You got to watch that.
No, I'm talking about the movie about the first, not the 50 years.
Yeah, the movie on Netflix.
Okay, so that's different than the
that's
documentary
different
or whatever. So you did watch and it was talking about the first night.
No.
That the movie was the first night. That was the movie that I'm talking about. It was with actors. Yes. Okay.
I didn't watch it. I have it queued up so that I can watch that and watch the special.
Okay, so you didn't watch the special yet?
No, because the special's coming out Sunday.
Oh, I didn't know. I've seen
Sunday.
stuff on it, so I just assumed it was out already. I did watch the movie though.
And this podcast is coming out after the special, so you'd have to catch it on Peacock. That's why I was saying catch it on Peacock. It's going to stream everywhere because the clips of it will be somewhere.
And there've already been a
all the
lot of
skits,
clips of it that I've seen.
What's your favorite? Do you remember any of that's your favorite?
What, the skits?
SNL?
One stands out, and it wasn't a live one. It was one of their. It's one that our brother-in-law, we both shared this common, oh man, this was hysterical back in the day, and it's still funny. Martin Short is one of the funniest guys still. To this day.
I know which one you're
All right?
talking about.
Yes, exactly. I'm not a strong swimmer.
I'm not a strong swimmer.
Right. Now, you couldn't even make that or actually you could. People would just attack it, some people. Some people will attack anything. So that's just the way it is. But yeah, the synchronized swimming of the brothers, and this is done, and this is like the Billy Crystal, the Martin Short, maybe even the first year. I think that's when Eddie Murphy was in that group too, but he was maybe only in there for 1 year. He was a cast member?
I think Eddie Murphy was in a little bit before that.
Ah, you're telling me? I think that Martin Short and Eddie Murphy weren't together.
They were, but I think Eddie Murphy was there before. Because Eddie Murphy was still there when Dan Aykroyd was there, just at the end.
I don't think so. Hold on, let's just find out. Hold on.
This is where Brian wants to be right.
Well, it's more. I really want to know.
I don't know.
He went from 75 to 79. That was Dan Aykroyd. What was Eddie Murphy's first year? It was a year after, and that was with right because that was the first year, I believe, of Billy Crystal, and the first year of the guy that did opposite of him with Martin Short with that skit, who is the guy that wrote and directed Best in Show.
Yeah,
I forget his fucking name.
I do too.
And the
I
Spinal
know his
Tap
face.
guys.
And yeah, he's great.
Yeah,
he's great.
So, but I just would have been really surprised. I don't mind being wrong. I just want to fucking know. But
this
anyway.
would have been down to everything. Yeah, I know. But I mean, all the skits for all the years and everything, that was a thing. And I still watch it. I still watch it just quickly go through it and whatever. But they've had so many great people. I mean, forever. I just got to appreciate the fact that they try and come out with that stuff. When it's on, they come up with it on Monday. And by the end, rehearse it. And whatever makes the cut, and it's cutthroat, you see they talk about it like, oh, my stuff never got on. My stuff never got on. And then the hosts come in and then they do their thing. And the next week, all right, who's next? I mean, it's pretty impressive.
It's crazy. I actually, you probably did see, Sarah Silverman used to have a show on Comedy Central. It was maybe on, it was like it was a sitcom, right? And I think it was maybe only on for a couple seasons. And I was watching her during an interview, and they were talking about something or doing whatever about that show. And then she was talking about, right after that, she was talking about, because I love her. I think, first of all, I think she's hot, and she's funny as hell. And she was a writer for 1 year on SNL, never got one skit put on, and ended up leaving. But she's like, man, it was freaking awesome. So much, she learned so much. And she's like, and whoever was asking her, you ever resent never getting a skit on? And she's like, no, this stuff wasn't really that funny.
Yeah. I mean, like, there's a lot of people you hear about like that.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I was a writer on SNL for like 2 years. And then, because think about it. If you're the big guys and the big time writers that have been there for years, you already got allegiances with the certain actors because they wrote towards the people that they already knew. It's hard to break in. It's just like anything else. It's just hard to break in. Once you broke in, you're okay.
Yeah. So many writers that never got to be on screen, and it didn't even do well, particularly writing, that you knew they were there for a reason, because they ended up 2 or 3 or 5 years later, they ended up being famous on their own.
And now, if they were doing the same thing, now they would just put their own shit online, and they would write their own little skits, even though they're still working at SNL. They're like, oh, it's not good enough for the cut. Fine, we're going to do it here, and just put a little thing out on YouTube and get as many hits and see, and then all of a sudden it'll become popular. And next thing you know, they could take off and do something else. You
know Melissa Villaseñor?
Yeah.
Right? She got on because she did really good on YouTube as well. There were a couple of people that ended up like, she got on from her impressions on her YouTube channel.
Really?
She did them so well that she was asked to interview, or not interview, what do you call it? Whatever the hell. Audition. Yeah. And then, she ended up getting on. She does great impressions. But yeah. I got a thing for the ladies, funny ladies.
I know. That's
it's a big turn on.
That's your thing. I know.
Yeah, it helps.
It is what it is. And lastly, Bri, I need you to do a little homework. This is a very simple thing. The UFL second season. It used to be the XFL and the U.S. Football League.
The second season. Does The Rock own like part of this?
Yeah, the whole thing. So there's only 8 teams. We want to put in a bet before the season starts in March. We're going to do a little homework. We're going to pick a team to back and see if we could pick them before.
Oh, so the bet's going to be...
in. So our bet is now for who's going to win the championship. It's a 10-game season. There's a couple of stars. There's like 20 NFL players. That's about it.
Did you say 20 NFL players?
There's like 20 NFL players actually playing. They're allowed to play in both. So there's like 20 NFL players. I think the highest salary is like $200,000, $250,000. Most of these guys make, the big guys make like $5,000 a game or something like that. The lowest you get paid is like $850 a week during training camp, and then maybe $1,200 a game or something.
If you're in the NFL, you'd think, why would you even do that, to risk injuring yourself?
Practice squad, third stringers, just make the cut, things like that. So
gotcha.
It's one of those things. There's 8 teams. 8 teams. We got a good shot at picking one of them maybe to win. So,
do you know anything about these teams?
Nothing, but we're going to go. We're going to go for it.
So you don't even know
there's
what
2
states?
There's none around here, but there's one in Nashville I looked at. That might be the closest, or the second closest, because there's D.C. There's one in Arlington, and one says Washington.
So somehow I'm going to have to use AI to tell me what,
Yep.
because I mean, how are we going to know anything? We're not going to know anything really.
We're going to look at the schedule for last year, see how they did, see who's bringing back the same coaches and the same squad, who got to keep the same people, and just place a little wager that's going to come to fruition in 2 months.
Do you even know who won last year?
No. I tell you right now, though, if you told me the teams, I know who won.
All
I'll
right.
send you the link.
All right, perfect.
Okay? It's time to go to spring football because there's nothing on this weekend but that All-Star game, and you're not betting on that.
No.
So that's it.